Okay, we're just going to do a little bit of a session about lane positioning, just to give you an idea of how to buffer in traffic and that sort of thing. So I'll, when I get around this corner, I'll just explain about the three positions that we'd normally use. If you look at the width of your lane, it's about 3 meters wide, maybe a little bit more, and we basically have three positions that we'd use. If I'm in the center of the lane as I am now, that's P2. If I move over to the left hand wheel track of that car in front, that's P1, and if I move right the way over to the outside, to the right hand wheel track, that's P3. So working from the left, we've got P1, P2, P3. Now there's no hard and fast rule for this, but normally, all things being equal, and to make yourself most visible and to give you the best view ahead of the bike, you'd be in P3, pretty much where I am now. So I'm sort of lined up with the outside wheel track of the car in front, and I'm positioned about 3 seconds behind him. Try never to get any closer than about 3 seconds, unless you come into a stop, of course, then you've got to be a couple of bike lengths behind. Now being in this position, it allows me to see down the road past that car in front. As the car approaches from the other side, moving just across to P2. Another car coming, so I'll maintain P2. The car's gone now, so back to P3. All I'm doing when I buffer across to P2 is I'm just giving myself as much survival space as possible between me and the oncoming traffic. This car's turning right, so approaching the roundabout, going straight ahead, checking to the right, straight on. Car coming from the other direction, so P2. Moving back to P3. Car approaching, moving across to P2. Just getting that little bit of survival space. Back to P3. It makes me more visible to oncoming traffic if I'm in this position in P3. Another roundabout, slowing down, covering brakes, checking mirrors, checking to the right. Coming up to an intersection ahead, and it's a hill. We're on an uphill incline. So I need to be in first gear by the time I stop the bike. I'm going to be turning right at the intersection, so indicator on, checking mirrors, changing down gears. I'm in first gear before I stop, and I want to give myself a good couple of bike lengths behind the car in front. Now I'm in first gear, I'm in the escape gear, I'm ready to go, and on the hill now, I'm holding the bike with the rear brake. So it's exactly the same as doing a handbrake start with a car, handbrake hill start with a car. So once the lights change, I'm going to let these cars move off in front of me. I've got 2 or 3 meters between me and the car in front anyway, but I want to make sure that they get rolling before I try and get rolling. So all we did there was we found the friction point with the clutch, a little bit of throttle, and then ease off the rear brake, and we move our way up the hill without rolling backwards. Turning left, so mirror check, signal, little head check, watching the pedestrian crossing here, pedestrian approaching from my right. Turning left up ahead, I'm in P3 at the moment. As I approach the lights, just check mirror, signal, just moving across a little bit now, Looks like there's traffic in front, so we just, okay. Turning our head, looking through the corner. Moving on to the freeway now, so we've got to be very careful when we're merging. So I'm in P3 of my lane at the moment, just watching the traffic in front because they're all changing lanes. Okay, ready to merge across. So check mirror, signal, head check, move across to the next lane. Okay, similar again, check mirror, signal, head check, move across. Truck merging in from my left, so I'll move across again, check mirror, signal, head check. Okay, now I'm in P3 as I pass this van on my left. Giving myself as much survival space away from him as possible. Maintaining P3. Following the right hand wheel track of the vehicle in front of me, a white car. Checking mirrors every 2 to 3 seconds. Should always know what's coming up from behind. There's a four-wheel drive approaching in the adjacent lane on my right, so I'm going to buffer across just to P2. Let him pass. Try never to sit directly alongside them because you don't know what they're going to do. So I let him pass. And then I'll just buffer back to P3. Checking mirrors, all clear behind, car on the left, but I'm buffered away on P3 anyway. So what we'll do now for the rest of this little session, as I change lane positions, I'll just say P1, P2, P3, buffering, and I think you'll get the idea of what's actually happening. Notice the head checks as well. Whenever I'm changing lanes, the sequence is always mirror, signal, head check. Just buffering across again now. Okay, so I'll keep quiet now for the rest of this little session and hope that you start to get the idea of what I'm doing, where I'm positioning myself and why I'm doing it. Okay. A little note, if you want to check the positioning P1, 2 and 3, just have a look at the position of the bike in relation to the white lines. That'll give you an idea of the positioning of the bike and the movement of the bike. P1 to be able to see up between the two lanes of cars, moving to P2, as I pass this line of cars. P3, just moving away a bit more. P3, quick head check, back to P1. I'm in the right hand lane, sitting in P1, gives me a good view down between the two lanes of cars ahead. So that's why I've moved across to P1 at the moment. I'm in the outside lane. If I was in the inside lane, I'd be in P3. Okay, I hope this little session helped you. We'll look forward to talking to you again soon. Happy riding and please ride safely. This is Mel from Ride-Tek signing off.